Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and what we're going to make is a sheet cake. You know, I have several sheet cakes on my channel. This is a chocolate one today, so I think this is going to make three or four. And then I have a yellow golden batter. I have red velvet. I have white, I have lemon. I mean, I have several sheet cakes. I make a lot of them because I'm generally donating them to my church for church events. So you need a big cake, you know, you're serving a lot of people. So I really love all my half sheet cakes that I have. So do check them out if you don't like this particular recipe because it does use shortening in it. You can use, you know, butter, and you can also use margarine. So, you know, it really depends what you're looking for. If you don't like this one, please check out one of my many half sheet cakes that I have. Now, I want to talk about the pan right off the bat so I don't forget. I'm using a 12 by 18 pan, and I believe it's 2 inches in height. Okay, heavily grease it and make sure that you know, coat it with flour, dust it with flour, or use your parchment paper if you prefer, whatever you prefer. But it's a 12 by 18 half sheet cake. Now on this recipe, I will not have it below my video. I'm really sorry about that. But for some time now, I stopped putting the recipe below it because so many people are taking my work, claiming it's theirs, putting them on other sites, and it's just not worth it anymore. So I'm going to try to be very careful in giving you the directions right off the bat. So if you're interested in making this cake, you know, you can jot it down, okay? Now, what I did was I went ahead and I did some steps ahead of time to make it easier for the video and quicker for the video. But first off, you are going to need a stand-up mixer. To probably try to make this cake with a hand mixer, well, I know I wouldn't attempt it. But I do want to start by telling you you're going to need 4 cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm just going to put it all into my mixing bowl. That was 4 cups of all-purpose. You're also going to be putting in 4 cups of granulated sugar, and just put it all in, all at a time, and then I just turn on the mixer just to stir it a little bit to get it well blended on low, just for a few seconds or so, so that it's well combined. Now, the next step is what I did ahead of time to save some time for the video. What you're going to do in a microwave safe bowl. Now, if you don't want to do this in your microwave as I did, you can do it certainly in a saucepan on your stove top, you know, that type of thing. But I wanted to make this cake, and I've made it before, where I actually take these ingredients and do it in my microwave. It's so fast, it really is. So this is what I did ahead of time. I put 2 sticks of butter in the bowl. Okay, you can use margarine if you want. Both cakes, I've made them with margarine, I've made them with butter. This cake is fantastic, it really is. So go with 2 sticks of butter in your bowl. You're going to put 2 cups of water in there. You're going to put 6 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa, baking cocoa. You're going to put a 1/2 cup of solid shortening in your bowl. And then I put it in my microwave, and I, you know, periodically, of course, open the door, check it, and stir it. You want to wait till everything melts together and it does start to boil. You don't have to boil it for minutes. I just wait till I see that first little boil, and then I take it out of the microwave. I'm not going to tell you how long it took me because all microwaves set up so differently. So I just use the hot water cycle, And I just, use that time so many times, and it really, well, it works well, it works fast. But like I said, you don't want to do it in your microwave, do it on the stovetop, no problem. Okay, now once it becomes a boil, I bring it over, of course, to my countertop. Just let it sit for a minute or two, because otherwise sometimes it's hot to even touch the bowl. What we're going to do is we're going to take this hot mixture and we're going to start blending it on low into the dry. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now you want to put it all in. I want to get that all out of there. Okay. And just keep it on low till it all comes together, that it's nice and smooth. You don't see any lumps or bumps, that kind of thing. I'm going to use my spatula in a second just to make sure to clean the sides of the bowl, get to the bottom. This cake, when you start putting it together, just as I am right now, it not only looks like hot fudge that you put on a dessert or ice cream, it smells like it. It really does. And I'll be able to show you what the batter looks like in just a few moments. Now, if you want to raise your speed a little bit, to medium or medium high, beat it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that kind of thing. It really depends. If you have it on low, you're going to have to beat it for longer. If you raise up your speed, you're going to be done in about 2 or 3 minutes. I'm just going to raise the speed just for a few seconds, so I want to warn you about the sound. Okay. You might not be able to see, though, how creamy and silky this chocolate batter is already. And we haven't even finished all the ingredients yet, okay? All right, the next thing that you're going to do, by now it's not a really hot mixture, it is slightly warm, because we're going to add 4 eggs, one at a time. And I do beat them in quite quickly. So again, I want to warn you about the sound on the mixer. That was one. Here's my second one. My third. And now my fourth. You'll want to stay with that with about medium high, and again for at least a couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. You want to go a little bit longer, feel free, just so that you know the eggs are really in there. They're well beaten, and they're very light and very fluffy in your mixture. All right, I'm also going to be putting in 4 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 teaspoons, and beat that in. And then I'm going to put a half a cup of milk. Now, if you don't have milk, or another milk that really goes delicious with this cake is buttermilk. So, but I have used both. I've used a half a cup of milk, regular milk. I've used a half a cup of buttermilk, and really the cakes have always come out really good. All right. And this might seem a little strange, but what we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and we're also going to be putting in 1 teaspoon of baking powder at the very end. And then go ahead and beat this again for 2 minutes or so, 3, depending on your speed. I'm going to raise it a little bit, so I'm warning you about the sound. All right, I'm going to take my paddle out of here, take off the excess as best as I can, set that aside, and then I am going to make sure to clean the sides of my mixing bowl, get to the bottom. Okay, I want to rinse my hands real quick here. Okay, now we're going to again just take this and pour this in, and you'll be able to see the you know, the consistency and the texture. I'll try to hold my bowl up high to show you. It's not at this point a real thick batter. It is more of a little bit of a medium thin batter. We'll want to take this all out. When you bake this cake, your whole kitchen will just smell so good of this chocolate cake baking. Now, you're going to bake it at 325 degrees. And it's going to take you anywhere from 55 to 60 minutes. Now, it might take a little shorter on your, you know, oven, as we realize all our ovens set up so differently. So do check it periodically, because you don't want to over bake it. You don't want this cake to become really dry. Okay, I'm just going to take this to make sure it's even here. So again, 325, and then I'm just going to lightly tap it before I put it in the oven, in a preheated oven, okay? When it comes out, of course, put it on your cooling rack, use your cake tester, or your toothpick to see that the cake is done and well baked, okay? And let me get you the cake to show you. I want to rinse my hands once again because I was handling raw eggs. So I think I'm going to just quickly rinse them and wash them here. All right. And this is how the cake will bake up for you. It bakes up a beautiful chocolate color. It's a medium chocolate color. It's a very light cake. It's not real dense or real heavy. This one is still a little bit warm, I'm gonna just, when it cools down a little bit more, I'm gonna release it from the pan. Now, if you're looking for icings or frostings, I have a lot, many, because I have over 600 videos on Diane Lovetobake. I have frostings that are very easy to make, some that you can cook on the stove, you know, chocolate, buttercreams. I really do have several, so please check out whatever type of frosting that you'd like to put on this cake. I hope you try this cake, and I hope, you know, leave a comment if you do, because I'd love to hear from you. I also want to remind you to please watch my videos solely on YouTube. So many people will write a question or have a comment, and I see that my videos, of course, are been taken somewhere, and you're writing to these people. I cannot answer you. It is so frustrating, and I know I'm not alone. For other folks that are on YouTube are going through the same thing. So please, if you watch me on YouTube, you've got a question, got a comment, well, you know, send it along to me. But you will only be able to do that, and I'll be able to get that message from you on YouTube. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, boy, I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to just give this video a like, thank you so much. Again, I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and I'll see you soon.